So servus, guten Tag, welcome, bonjour, bienvenido, salam alaikum, namaste, zdravайте. Friends, family, I'm honored to be standing in front of you today at this commencement ceremony. I see the undergraduates are here today. I'm assuming you passed. That's an inside joke with being the undergraduates. I was asked to deliver a message to the graduating class of 2017, so I will try to do my best and keep it brief for my two friends, Radoslav and James. But I got my time here, so you got nothing to say now. First, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am Zachary Traer. I'm 24 years old, and I am from Canada. Both my parents come from the same eastern province, but from two very different communities. On my mother's side, we are French Acadians. On my father's side, we come from Irish immigrants. When people ask me where I come from, I'm always very proud to tell them about my family's unique background. I was fortunate to grow up in a loving household with a mother who is a teacher and a father who is my lifelong basketball coach and business mentor. And, not to forget, a younger sister who always tested my patience. For the most part, I had a pretty normal ride through school. Elementary was a slice of fun. I barely made it out of high school, and finally I crashed in college. At the time, I was playing for my school's basketball team, and I was a star athlete. What I didn't understand is that I was first and foremost a student athlete. I learned that the hard way by failing 3 out of 5 classes, which made me ineligible to play basketball for the first time in my life. Like Mish, I was stripped of my identity. If I was not a basketball player, then who was I? It was at that moment that I began my journey to find myself, my true self. As we grow older and we go through life, we often get lost in the gist of things. We lose track of the important elements that make up our life. We start to wonder if the path we are on is the right path. We value things that, in the grand scheme of things, are not very important. We are influenced by others while influencing those same people. Losing my basketball identity allowed me to find my true identity. I started asking myself, how do my friends influence me? How am I influencing others? Am I simply a replica of someone else? Am I spreading joy, or am I spreading negative vibrations? These things are all in your control. You decide every day what kind of person you will be and will become. There are things in life that you simply cannot control, like the weather, the actions of others, or whether or not a company has decided to hire you. What you do control is your reactions to these situations. If it is raining, are you the type of person to complain about it? Or are you the person who thinks, well, the flowers might need a little bit of rain, and besides, the sun is still shining above these clouds. Once I understood this very simple fact, I began to reinvent myself into a positive, ambitious, and loving person. I began to see the good in everyone. I began to judge less. I began to love myself, my true self. Interestingly enough, people seemed to appreciate me more, and good things were happening to me. Of course, I still play basketball. I played for the Bayern Munich basketball club during my time here in Munich. But instead of placing basketball at the center of everything, I valued the relationships I made with my teammates. And it just so happened, it was my most successful season since being an All-Star 6 years ago, and having the most fun I've had in as many years. Our world works in mysterious ways. Bad things will happen. Changes will occur in your life through your relationships and through your experiences. Whether you believe in God, in some kind of higher power, in science, or simply the natural order of things, our minds all work the same. They're shaped by the thoughts that we feed it, by the actions that we repeatedly do, and by the words that we speak. So ask yourself, are your thoughts and behaviors aligned with your lifelong goals? If they are, congratulations, you are more advanced than most of the population. If not, don't worry. Every day we get to reinvent ourselves. We have the chance to become the absolute best version of who we want to be. So make the conscious effort of tracking your positive and negative thoughts and turn those negative thoughts into positive ones, and be good to the people around you. I'm in no way perfect. There's still a long way to go from where I am to the person I wish to become. Just yesterday, I was talking with Mr. Zafat, my thesis supervisor, teacher of the year too, about my difficulties in finding work in Europe. I said to him, it's hard to find something in Germany because I don't speak German. He immediately stopped me and said, that's not true. Many of my students have found jobs in Germany even though they don't speak German. If you say that you have already given up, you'll not find anything. He made me promise I would never say something like that again. And I did promise. What Mr. Zafat was saying, in other words, is, whatever you believe will become your reality. Surround yourself with positive-minded people, because none of us are perfect, and we need the help of others to succeed. Finally, I wouldn't be here without the help of the EU staff. I'd like to thank my professors, Mr. Zarafat, Mr. Hiti, Mr. Rami, Dr. Haman, Mrs. Scholl, Mr. T, Madame Lebob, Mr. Ponens, Mr. Baki, Mrs. Scholl, and Mr. Niemann. You are all world-class teachers, and I thank you for your passion. To the staff, Ola Norma, Amrita, Begonia, Anne-Marie, Raluca, Nine, Vessi, Javier, and the fabulous Miss V. For a lot of you, I was very demanding, but you are also the reasons why I succeeded this year. And a special thank you to Dr. Crane, Dr. Ogi, for being with us today. A special shout out to my loving parents who are here from Canada. And thanks everyone for listening to me. I wish you the best in your future endeavors. Thank you.